Imagine this for a moment. A red alert shatters the night's silence. A missile has just launched from Tehran. Its target, Tel Aviv or Riyadh. Estimated flight time, less than 10 minutes, almost no time to react. This isn't just any missile, it flies without GPS, making it immune to jamming. Its path is unpredictable, making it almost impossible to detect with current radars. And its accuracy is surgical, capable of hitting a car-sized target over 1,500 kilometers away. This isn't science fiction, this is the ETAMAD, Iran's new ballistic nightmare, revealed to the world on February 2, 2025. Today, in 8 minutes we're going to break down what could redefine the balance of power in the Middle East. The ETAMAD isn't just a weapon. It's a strategic game-changer that's forcing Israel and Saudi Arabia to completely rethink their defense plans. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the technology, strategy, and explosive consequences of this missile. To really understand the big deal about the ETAMAD, we need to go back in time. Since the 1980s and the war with Iraq, Iran, facing international penalties and constant threats from Israel and the United States, has made its missile program the main part of its defense plan. Every 10 years, a new, more powerful generation of missiles has appeared. Remember, in 2023, Iran shocked the world with the Fatah, a hypersonic glider that could reach Mach 15. Then, the turning point. In June 2025, a quick 12-day war broke out. Iran launched 500 missiles at Israel, overwhelming its defenses and causing hundreds of casualties. The American response was swift. Targeted strikes on Iranian nuclear sites causing an estimated $500 billion in damage. You might have thought Iran was down for the count, but that would be underestimating them. Tehran not only rebuilt but sped things up. Missile production tripled, bringing their stock to over 3,000 units. And it's in this challenging situation that the ETAMAD was unveiled by President Pezeshkian at a military exhibition in Tehran. The timing wasn't accidental. By showing off this weapon, Tehran isn't just looking for regional deterrence anymore. It's showing off a global power ambition, even hinting at the development of an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile with a range of 10,000 kilometers, capable of threatening Europe and the United States by 2030. The message is clear, the rules of the game have changed. Now let's dive into the heart of the beast. What makes the ETAMAD so scary? First, its range, officially 1,700 kilometers. On a map that means from western Iran, no target in the Middle East is out of reach. Tel Aviv, 1,500 kilometers away. Riyadh, 1,200 kilometers away, but also Abu Dhabi, Ankara, and all American military bases in the region. Next, its speed. It's a hypersonic missile, capable of flying between Mach 5 and Mach 15, depending on the flight phases and versions. At such speeds, the time between detection and impact is measured in seconds, making interception by current defense systems, like the Iron Dome, Israeli Arrow, or Saudi Patriot, an immense technical challenge. Its solid fuel propulsion is another major advantage. Unlike liquid fuel missiles that need hours to get ready, the ETAMAD can be stored ready to go and launched in minutes from mobile platforms, called TLs. This means it can be fired by surprise, from anywhere, making it extremely hard to detect and destroy launch sites before they fire. Its guidance system is designed to outsmart countermeasures. It doesn't use GPS, relying instead on inertial guidance and a final adjustment using infrared imaging or radar. Its re-entry vehicle, or warhead, can maneuver, changing its path in the last seconds of flight to dodge interceptors and hit its target with a circular error, probable, or CEP, of less than 10 meters. Finally, its payload, about 1 ton, enough to carry a devastating conventional explosive, a cluster munition warhead, or a bunker buster warhead designed to penetrate hardened targets, like the Dimona Nuclear Research Center in Israel. Faced with such a threat, are missile defense shields now useless? Let's look at the facts. The Israeli Arrow 3 system is designed to intercept ballistic missiles in space, but it's less effective against maneuvering hypersonic gliders like the Fatah or an agile re-entry vehicle like the ETAMAD. The American THAAD system, used by Saudi Arabia, has a similar engagement window at very high altitudes. Patriot PAC-3 batteries, on the other hand, are designed for terminal defense, at lower altitudes, but the ETAMAD's speed and maneuverability could overwhelm their computing and interception capabilities. Iran's allies, the Houthis, already showed how vulnerable these systems are in 2025 by successfully hitting Ben Gurion Airport with older missiles. Iran calls the ETAMAD a defensive weapon, but for Western and regional strategists, its ability to get past existing defenses makes it a perfect first strike weapon. It's a clear escalation. The geopolitical impact is immediate and huge. The regional balance, already shaky, is falling apart. In Israel, already in a shadow war against Iran, through its allies in Lebanon and Gaza, it's a state of maximum alert. The government has activated some of its reserve forces and sped up the deployment of new versions of the Arrow system. Prime Minister Netanyahu called the ETAMAD an existential threat, promising an unprecedented response to any attack. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia, feeling directly targeted, quickly finalized a $20 billion deal to buy more THAAD batteries from the United States. The result? A frantic arms race is starting across the region, with defense budgets jumping by an average of 30% in 2025. This tension is spreading to the world's most important trade routes. Iran's allies, especially the Houthis in Yemen and Hezbollah in Lebanon, feel bolder. Attacks on commercial and military ships in the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz are increasing. And the United States, the Biden-Trump 2.0 administration, caught between a rock and a hard place, is threatening new economic penalties, but Tehran, confident in its new ability to deter, responds with a counter-threat. Any aggression against Iran will result in strikes on your bases in the region, wherever they are. The worst-case scenario, that of a miscalculation or an accidental strike, is becoming likely. Such a spark could ignite a full-blown war, pushing oil prices over $200 a barrel and causing a humanitarian crisis with millions of refugees. Experts are clear. The ETAMAD isn't just a fancy new gadget, it's the result of Iran's plan for asymmetric deterrence. Unable to match the air power of the United States and Israel, Tehran has invested heavily in weapons that can strike hard, fast, and unpredictably. However, this program has its weak spots. Making such advanced missiles is still limited by penalties that make it hard to get high-tech parts. Plus, these systems are complex and could be open to cyber attacks. The memory of the Stuxnet virus, which messed up Iran's nuclear program, still worries everyone. A Stuxnet 2.0 aimed at the ETAMAD's guidance or launch system is a scenario actively being looked at by Western intelligence agencies. With this new situation, three main scenarios are taking shape. First, the status quo. A tense Cold War sets in, where mutual deterrence keeps a fragile peace, but every incident could light the fuse. Second, regional escalation. Convinced the threat has become unbearable, Israel launches a series of preventive strikes on missile production and launch sites in Iran, starting an open war with unimaginable consequences. Third, global involvement. If Iran actually develops an ICBM, Europe would be directly in the crosshairs, forcing NATO to get involved and turning a regional crisis into a global confrontation. My take? The year 2026 will be key. The actions of Iran's allies, especially the Houthis, will be a good indicator. Iran is playing a very high-stakes game, with its status as a regional power or its complete isolation on the line. So, to sum up, let's remember the key points. The ETAMAD is a hypersonic ballistic missile that represents 1,500 kilometers of pure threat. It changes the game for Israel's and Saudi Arabia's security by getting around their defenses. Its development is part of a long history of Iranian defiance, marked by the 2025 war and the stated ambition to develop ICBMs. The immediate risks are a frantic arms race and an escalation of proxy wars. With over 3,000 missiles in stock and almost surgical accuracy, the Iranian threat is no longer a bluff. It's real, and it's here to stay. The Middle East is more on edge than ever. The question everyone is asking is this: Is the ETAMAD the tool that will allow Iran to gain power, or the weapon that will cause its downfall? What do you think? Is it a calculated show of strength or the start of an unavoidable conflict? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this deep dive into strategic issues interested you, like the video and subscribe so you don't miss our next exclusive analyses. All our sources are available in the description. Stay informed, not panicked. See you next time.